Hi everyone, I am Sydpart2. Joining me today is R64Bear. Say hello, Bobby.
Hello, Bobby.
You're a smartass, aren't you?
I am. That plus that was just kind of an easy joke. Everyone does it. It's kind of old. It's not really original, and
Yeah, we don't accept cliches here on the Geeky Gentleman. All right, so first, let me apologize. We have several apologies to get through while we're waiting for people to show up. So the first apology. First of all, I apologize that we do not have a better camera yet. I just moved. eBay addresses aren't changed yet. I'm sorry. It'll be handled soon, I promise. Hopefully by the next episode I'll have a better camera, because I mean look at my shirt and stuff. It's all blurry. It's so weird.
it kind of works though. For, we're doing a flash review, so
yeah, I'm all blurry and shit. Yeah, totally. We do have better lighting this time, so that's a good thing. I'm not whitewashed or anything like that. But now I'm all black and I'm kind of blending in because of the shitty camera.
But your glasses do look pretty awesome.
Yeah, they do. They do. Because I got both lights right there, so that looks like all like badass, like Terminator shit right there. Awesome. Also, Bobby has an apology to make.
I have an apology. I only had like 5 hours of sleep last Tuesday, and I wanted to make it, but it was my fault. We weren't able to film last week. So
yeah,
my apology.
Yep. So Bobby will be put into the fun box to enjoy his clown gang rape, and clown bukkake.
Ooh, that's a bad thing?
Yes, that is a bad thing.
Oh, wait. What was that last part?
Clown bukkake.
Oh, well, you lost me there.
It's like rainbow bukkake. By clowns.
I'm not for this now. Sounds bad.
Yes, indeed it does. But anyway, so today we're here to review episode 3 of The Flash. We might at one point go back and review episode 2, but I'm trying to keep this live thing going, so if we miss an episode, we might not go back to it. I don't know what'll happen, but I promise we'll do our best to be here every week. If Bobby screws up, hopefully I'll have someone to come in as a backup next time.
That plus, there's going to be a short period of time where they're going to have off weeks. Oh, they're going to have like a Arrow. What was it last year? They had like
mid-season finale.
Mid-season finale, yeah. And then they went like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, a month without showing stuff. We could always, use that time to maybe make up for it. So yeah,
we'll see. Anyway, so this is episode 3 of The Flash, and we'll get started soon. I want to give it about 5 minutes before we start on the actual review. So sorry for people watching this retroactively, but since we're doing it live, I just want to give people a little bit of time to notice, oh, hey, a live show. Because I didn't officially announce it today, and since we didn't do it last week, I'm hoping some people will come up and just check out the video. So I apologize to people that are watching this as it's not live, but right now it is live. For the 0 viewers that we have. It's kind of weird because I'm doing a video that I know people will watch eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
But it's a live video, so I don't feel like I'm talking to anyone yet. Since I know there's no one there. It's
weird talking to the audience when we can actually be talking to someone right now, but it's the whole thing is live.
It's this completely strange dynamic. Basically what I'm saying is we need more people to watch this channel.
You gotta say you got a lot better with live shows. We're not spending the first hour trying to get it all figured out and whatnot. So
yeah. I'll give you Google Plus that much. It's made live shows quite a bit easier. Though to be fair, we're not networking with anybody.
Yeah, it definitely does help. So
yeah. Anyway, so I'm trying to avoid talking about the episode. What else can we talk about for a minute or two?
Well, Halloween's coming up. Do anything for Halloween for costume-wise?
Well, I'm working on Halloween, but the weather guy dared me to show up in my straitjacket. I'll go grab that.
Okay. Yeah, for Halloween, what I'm doing is I'm going to go as Oliver Queen, Green Arrow. Got the costume mostly finished. Actually, it's completely finished now. I just got to buy some makeup. And that is...
Yeah, I'm gonna work for a couple hours in that.
Nice.
I mean, it's not like an actual straitjacket. There are little holes in the sleeves. I'm not going to be on set in this because of these strap things. I already got to dance around having a bunch of cords, but just show that off real quick.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh.
Damn it. Keep stepping on the thing. There are lights behind the camera right now, and so there's just all these cords and stuff everywhere, and it's kind of a pain. Sorry, try not to show any leg. No, but all right, I suppose it's been long enough since we're kind of just talking about random shit at this point.
Right.
All right, so episode 3 of The Flash. I don't know what this episode's called, actually. Sorry, folks at home. I'll probably eventually put it in the title. I don't know. Anyway.
Yes.
What'd you think? General thoughts.
General thoughts. That was pretty good.
Wait, actually, let me ask. Did you watch last week's episode?
Yes, I did.
You just didn't want to come. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not important enough, is what you
My sleep was a little more priority, unfortunately. My job is kind of physical, and when you don't have sleep, it's kind of gets dangerous when you're, using saws to cut things, and you sort of, I like my fingers. I even cut myself the other day, so that was.
So you didn't have anything to lose anyway. You're gonna do it eventually.
This is true.
See, this is why Bobby doesn't have as many subscribers as I do, because he doesn't care about you guys the same way I do.
Nah, I'm lazy. That's laziness gets in the way of me being productive, and yeah.
Yep. Bobby just doesn't give no fucks.
No fucks. I'm like Badgers.
Zero fucks. Zero fucks. You're welcome, Andrew. The weather guy started this thing. Zero fucks at work. He realized he was giving away too many of his fucks.
It's very important. You don't want to give away too much of that. So.
Yeah. All right. So it's good. We at least both know what happened.
Yes.
So on that note, I guess one thing I'm really liking is the way that I guess the after credits scene, even though it's not after the credits, but the ending scenes are always what's his face? Orson Welles.
Mm-hmm.
Is that his name?
Yes.
That's funny. I guess I just like that every after credits scene or whatever is Orson Welles doing something incredibly creepy. And like last time he killed the guy, so that was even surprising. Even though they gave away what he is to us comic fans. So.
And even for the fans that don't even know exactly who he is and whatnot, he's from the future, but straight up they're going to show us that, or showing everyone that, he's a bad guy.
Yep, that's awesome and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bad guy that's hiding, and it's interesting to see such a juxtaposition of a character because he's so like kind of silly and fun, and then in other times, then in those scenes you're getting like the real him, and this week, I mean, it was so subdued. All he does is drink and look at the costume. Yeah, but damn,
you get a little bit of the flashback where he's watching Barry Allen during the explosion at the Star Labs.
Yeah,
but so what's probably some of your? Do you have any complaints yet about the TV show?
Like I think this will come with time, but the guy that's playing the Flash, I think he's having a really hard time in that costume. He always looks like he's having a really hard time breathing. He's always got his mouth like wide open, so it looks a little awkward and stuff. So I think he's just having a real hard time working with that costume, and I bet they'll upgrade or change the costume over the course of the show. So that's not a huge problem.
Well, episode 1 when they have the newspaper from the future, he's actually wearing the traditional Flash costume. It's a lot more brighter. He's got the white instead of red and gold, the plate.
Oh, okay.
So that was something interesting. But so we do know eventually we are going to get a new costume. I just wonder what extent we're going to get to it.
Well, what didn't in the newspaper it said it was 2024?
Yeah, so we're not going to get there probably in the TV show. Probably.
I don't know. I mean, 10 years. Smallville ran for 10 years, and that was awful.
Yeah.
Sorry, Smallville fans. No, but yeah, you're right. I suppose like we might have to do the whole Mad Men thing and skip gaps of time or something like that. But it could happen. I mean, we could end up at that 2024 mark, and I mean, if they do that, it's weird because then they have to have holographic newspapers. That seems like a really huge jump in technology for just 10 years.
Then again, also technology in this world is a little more advanced than one that we have actually in our world. Because like, what was it?
Yeah, because Windows 8 actually is competent. Felicity uses it. It must be good. It's not product placement at all, guys. Nope.
It's not a bad thing though. If they're actually having product-based placement in their shows, that means they're actually getting some kind of intention that they're actually having sponsorship in the show. So
yeah, I agree. I do like that, but it's like when Peter Parker used Bing in The Amazing Spider-Man. Like, what internet savvy kid that's like supposed to be some kind of techno genius would use Bing?
I mean, yeah.
Like, there are lines of believability.
But Bing, come on.
It's like one of my favorite jokes. You know, I was watching the Harry Potter movies again, and I just think they're too unbelievable. They're just not realistic enough. I mean, like, yeah, I'll give you your witches and wizards and spellcasting and all that, but a ginger kid with 2 friends, come on now. That's just too much.
It's a little, yeah, I would agree with
Same
that.
with Doctor Who. I mean, really, I'll give you your time travel and your spaceships and all that, but really, someone wants to be a ginger? Come on. You're crossing a line. Anyway. Yeah, I think the way they're incorporating that character, like, they have to eventually do something in the future with them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I said this in our first episode, the Flash is kind of known for time travel.
Yeah.
Like, he just accidentally time travels all the damn time.
And we're getting a lot of flashback scenes, I noticed, in these episodes. So I wonder, like, if we're ever going to revisit the flashback scenes with Barry Allen actually going back to the ones that we're seeing right now.
That'd be interesting.
Right? Like, we get the full story, and then we kind of get, like, well, what happens when he actually goes back, maybe, like, the very end of the season is going through all those flashbacks.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I mean, I'd like to see... You know, it'd be cool is if they... Not quite like Flashpoint.
Mm-hmm.
But what if they did something like Flashpoint at the end of season 1 where he goes to try to stop his mother's death,
Mm-hmm.
and then it causes a whole problem that has to be, like, the main story of season 2. That'd be really interesting, wouldn't it?
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I think it would be interesting, too, like, his surrogate father?
Yeah.
Would be interesting. He finally gets a case that, you know, he's finally gonna help break out Barry's dad out of jail, or legally do it, and then he dies. You know, the whole plan they had going for the legal way works out. So Barry tries to go back in time to try and stop it.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, when you see his mother die,
Mm-hmm.
there's a yellow flash, but then he also notices there's a red flash right behind that yellow flash, and it's him running back and forth, and you can see him running after Reverse Flash the entire time.
Oh, that'd be really clever.
Right? So I was rewatching that scene again. I noticed, like, yeah, there was a red flash.
Oh, so did you rewatch the whole pilot?
Mm-hmm.
So you noticed the thing that I missed because I was giving him directions last time. Did you notice the Grodd cage?
Yes, that was awesome.
That was really cool. Yeah, so that'll be awesome to see. That's a really good point because I was thinking about that. And I mean, the Reverse Flash has red in his costume, but
but there was a significant amount where, like, he would be just, instead of small red blur, there was pretty big ones.
Speaking of the word red blur and red streak, that sounds like a period-stained panties. They need to get rid of that fucking name. The red streak is not an acceptable name for a superhero. I'm sorry. Like, it's not like the Arrow. It's much more derogatory.
Like, they had the Hood guy, and then they went to the Arrow, and then
the Hood guy. The Hood. Just call him Green. Well, now that Roy's there, I guess they're gonna have to eventually call him Green Arrow, won't they?
Yeah, eventually, probably, like, once they actually.
Well, the Arrow, the red one or the green one? The green one, the Green Arrow.
Oh.
That's how I would write that scene. Because, I mean, we've built it up so much, now you just got to make it a joke. There's no way you can naturally get to that. Because at the end of season 1, or no, the beginning of season 2 was your chance.
Yeah.
And then you, like, blew it.
I remember, like, watching that scene. I was so disappointed, like, after that, because I thought they were going to start calling him Green Arrow, but no, just Arrow. But I like Arrow, but
Arrow's it's a step up so far. We're getting there. It's progress. It's definite progress.
What was it? Geek Evolution's channel, buddy of ours. They made the joke about how they think the writers of the show, they're actually afraid of colors. It's like black. They don't call her Canary black. They call her Canary, not Black Canary. And I wonder what's going to happen. You know, like they said, they were saying was, what happens when they're going to have a Green Lantern? They just call him Lantern.
Maybe. And then the Red Lanterns show up, and you're just like, son of a bitch, guys. Yeah.
But I would say one of the biggest complaints so far I have about the show is just kind of like they kind of run into the same problem Arrow has, where they kind of run into that formula where Monster of the Week, where the villain doesn't have really any kind of character. It's just more or less it's a situation more than it is a character.
I don't know. I thought this guy had a lot. This villain had a lot of character. I mean, he was a dude out for revenge, so he's not very complex. But that actor kind of sold it, and now that they're finally keeping villains alive, 2 episodes in, that's great. Kind
of like Ghostbusters. I was thinking of that. I'm like, wait a minute. So they have completely unsafe way of keeping all their villains in their basements. That just reminds me exactly of Ghostbusters.
Well, I run a prison out of my basement, Bobby. Are you trying to say something?
I'm not going back.
Yeah, exactly.
So I agree with everything you say.
Exactly. That's how you learn. Rehabilitated subject right here. No, but yeah, I agree. Like we have that scene where they lock the dude up and everything. He's like slamming on the glass and all that shit. And that was certainly shocking and everything. But at the same time, it's like, well, how the fuck are they gonna feed you? Metahumans don't need food. Are you sure about that?
It's TV. Like TV characters don't need food. Like what was in Walking Dead, the main character Rick. He's in the hospital for 2 months. Don't you need at least an IV for that time? Like no one's feeding you, so I guess people when you're in like somewhere like where you don't move anywhere else, you kind of don't need food and TV. So,
or maybe Barry has. I don't know. It's a weird situation.
Does Mist really need to eat though?
I mean, I'm assuming so. He's still a human.
True.
It's meta-human, not freak of nature.
So one thing about this episode I like is it's kind of showing us more and more that just because Barry Allen has superpowers does not mean he's indestructible for anything else. Still has problems, and they're definitely starting to show that just because you're super fast doesn't mean you can save everyone. Yeah,
I like that quite a bit because Kevin Smith really did make that argument. The best I've heard it is like, yeah, Flash is cool and all, but at the end of the day, it's a dude that can run really fast. And that's not as useful as someone like Batman or whatever that's, super educated in every fighting style and all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, it's true. Like, I'm not sure exactly how Barry's going to solve every problem, and this certainly worked by run away. No, you can't catch me. No, you can't catch me.
Which speaking of running, I really love that scene where what was it? Barry was talking to his dad, and he was telling the story about how the first time Barry walked.
Oh, that was really good.
And he found out first time he walked, he wasn't walking; it was actually running.
That was cool. And something about his dad that I thought was interesting is I'm wondering if he's going to start to think that the guy that killed Barry's mom and his wife is the Flash, because there's that scene in this where the Flash saves the detective guy. And Barry's dad sees it, and it's, like exactly what he saw when his wife died.
That's a good idea. I could easily possibly could happen, like especially with like another like 20 episodes left, so I think they could easily work that in there.
Yeah, because I mean he saw it and Barry like blurred his face and everything, which is surprisingly creepy.
That was creepy. Thank you. I'm not the only one that was just like
that was like something out of a fucking Slender Man movie,
right?
Wasn't it?
Like, oh,
you don't have a face. Yay.
I've been in here way too long.
Yeah, I thought that was a little odd. Like I think there would have been a better way to do that.
Right. What did you think with the how everything's going with the relationship between what's her name,
Iris and the detective guy.
Yes.
The blonde detective.
Mm-hmm.
That was all right. I don't know. I don't want this love triangle thing to go on for too long. I just get tired of that stuff after a while. Like when it's with characters that I've already built up like some interest in. Like I like the idea of there being a love triangle between Oliver, Felicity, and Barry because I have interest in all these characters and invested them in them already. But I don't like love triangles that are like there at the outset. I just think they get kind of because it makes you think of the character in terms of only in that way. You know, it makes you think of Iris as only the object of desire for Barry and this other guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you think of the other guy as just Barry's rival. And I don't know, it's less interesting to me that way. I don't think you should do a love triangle for too long until you've got, you know, major character development for the characters involved.
Unless somehow you're able to change the characters, the output. Like, I mean, like there's something going on with that we don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a lot more to it. But one thing I do like about their relationship, it's not so much I care so much for Iris and the actual guy she's with. I like how the story brings to Barry and her father.
Mm-hmm.
That I find more interesting. That like, especially when they finally tell what's his name, the detective. They explain to the father that, hey, yeah, we're dating. He's like, I know.
I'm a detective, bitch.
I mean, come on. Like, especially when he shows up at his house and he's like, what are you doing here? I live here. Oh, well.
What the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
my house.
I'm looking for you. Why are you surprised that I'm here then?
Yeah. I like how he played it off, though. That was funny. It's like, oh, well, then come on, let's go.
All right.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Let's go to the crime scene. Yeah.
Yeah, yay. My day off. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
But I'm glad that they pointed out that it was obviously not a great lie, so it works out, I think, that way.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they also kissed in the middle of the police station. I'm sure he would have found out really quickly anyway.
Right.
I'm pretty sure someone fucking called him like 5 seconds after that happened. Like, dude, your daughter just kissed this dude. I didn't know that was happening. Did you? Why didn't you tell me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't know.
One thing I enjoyed about this episode was what's his name? Cyrus.
Oh.
The tech guy.
Yeah.
I think this is probably his best episode yet with that character. I think every episode we've seen so far, he's been really just goofy and whatnot, and this came in a little more.
I mean, he had to kill a guy. Yeah, I agree. That was a really good scene.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what?
Well, when he closed the door, it's like.
Oh yes.
Yeah, he had to kill.
Who was that was Stephen Amell's cousin, for those who didn't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll be returning back sometime. I'm not sure when. Spoilers, sorry, but
Bad guy?
no, good guy, superhero.
Was he supposed to play?
He's like fire.
Oh.
That's why I like that line with
Fire and Ice. Huh.
Fire and Ice. Yes, because for those who don't know, Caitlin is spoilers. Killer Frost.
Mm.
So
I didn't know Killer Frost's secret identity, so or normal identity, whatever. So that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really interested to see what they do with that. We'll get some good guy becoming bad guy stuff, and I always really like that. That's a trope I quite enjoy.
especially since you know that she's on the Flash team right now, so it's just like potential, just like future episodes they can have that can be, he used to be friends and whatnot, and especially since I'm trying to remember the Killer Frost's boyfriend. His name is Robbie. I know it's Robbie a male, but I'm not sure what the character's name is.
Oh.
But the character he's supposed to be playing is in the comic books. He
Firestorm?
Yes, fuses with another guy and they become one superhero.
It's like Dr. Manhattan's powers, basically.
Oh shit!
Yeah, where you can just control elements.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That is really interesting. I'm excited to see what happens then.
Build up that Justice League for the TV, so
I guess. Should be interesting to see what happens.
Granted, I never would have thought, if we ever got to see, Justice League on TV, it would have been Arrow, Flash. Flash, I can expect that one, but Atom and Firestorm. I didn't even know what a firestorm was until like a week ago.
They have them out in California all the time. It's kind of annoying.
No.
Anyway. Yeah. I like that scene though, where he died. No one dies in this universe. I don't know what Barry's worried about. His mom's gonna come back next season. No one stays dead. I'm pretty sure Oliver's mom and dad are gonna show up. Like Oliver's gonna walk in. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Oliver's gonna walk in on his mom and dad having sex. Be like, "Oh, son, this is really awkward. The fact that you're having sex, or the fact that you're both alive, and you didn't tell me." That's what's gonna happen on Arrow. Still like the show, but God, they just need to kill people, or not kill people, but keep people dead that they have killed. Great shock value. Quits being so much you don't stick with it.
So this is kind of like a little off subject, but not so much. But of all the TV shows that we have coming out for all the DC shows, which have you seen? Do you think it's probably going to last? Which ones are not going to last?
Well, I think Arrow and Flash are going to last for a while, particularly if they keep
not so much
back.
Arrow, but like the new ones that they come out this year.
Oh, you mean like Constantine and Teen Titans and Gotham.
And iZombie, is that it? I don't know. It's another CW. It's another show on CW that's in the Vertigo line of comics.
Well, I don't know anything about that. Constantine might stick around. I'm not sure. I hear Gotham's gotten better since the pilot. I decided I'm gonna give it another try once it's on Netflix or something.
I watched the first 3 episodes. The third episode, I believe it was Balloon Man, which sounds really cheesy. But I love it because as a Batman fan, that sounds very comic booky. Mm-hmm. The guy uses weather balloons to kill people, and he's going around with corrupt politicians and whatnot, corrupt political leaders and whatnot. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
kind of cheesy. But his name's Balloon Man.
Balloon Man.
But yeah, I think Flash has probably the best chance of keeping the show going and having a long run, because I think, okay, for one, they had the advantage at first with having Arrow with that audience right there.
Yeah, and also, like, you cannot do Gotham long term. I'm sorry. It's just not a good long term premise. Because, I mean, how old's the actor playing Bruce Wayne?
12.
Okay, so Bruce Wayne becomes Batman minimum at 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise it just won't work unless he's, at least adult age.
Yeah.
Most continuities, he's not Batman until he's 21.
Supposedly, I think he's supposed to be 8 years from being Batman. So
yeah, he's usually not Batman until he's like 21 or something.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea that they're going to keep that show 8 years, enough time for Batman to show up
on Fox.
Yeah, I can't see it. And even if they could go that long, there's no way it's going to be interesting by the time they get that far, because I'm like, they're already pulling out all their big villains.
All of them. I mean, like, it's the problem with that show is if you know anything at all about Batman, it kind of get like timeline does not work out. But when you judge it on its own merits without any knowledge of anything else, that's what I try to keep it open mind. I'm trying to base it on what it is, not based on I know that there is going to be a Batman and whatnot. So, which is kind of hard to do because
they keep dropping hints about it. So I just don't think that premise has legs. It'd be a really good mini-series if you could skip time.
Yeah.
That would be good. But what it is, I just don't think works. I'm sure it might be good on its own, but I don't see the premise working long term, at least.
Like maybe if they would have have when Commissioner Gordon comes to Gotham, have it been like just like in Batman Year One, like the first year of Batman 2. I think that wouldn't have been a little more interesting. But Warner Brothers with wanting a Batman on television with an actual Batman on movies, they're kind of.
It's such a weird thing. Because it's like we know what separate universes are,
but they're gonna be doing that with the Flash now too.
Yeah,
and they already announced the actor for Flash, which supposedly is supposed to be Barry Allen also.
Yeah, it always starts as Barry Allen.
So that'd be interesting. We're gonna have 2 Barry Allens. So. And
I mean, it's gonna be weird because I guess one reason you might do that, where you keep the continuity, like you don't want both running at the same time, is you don't want people to compare them.
Mm-hmm.
Or you don't want people to say you're just reusing stuff from the TV show, or the TV show's just reusing stuff from the movies. So that might be a problem with it.
I think also like maybe if they did Wally West instead of Barry Allen, but I don't know. It's a little tricky. But then again, we also have how many years? We have like it's in 3 more years coming out or 4.
Yeah, it's got a while.
So like I'm kind of thinking that might have been a bad idea to release your whole plan set for your non-Batman movies and your non-Superman movies straight up. It's like now Marvel knows
I'll
exactly.
believe it when I see it.
True. Like all it takes is one bad movie, and that can change everything. So.
Like, I mean, honestly, Green Lantern was supposed to be the kickoff to the DC universe, and it was supposed to start all the DC movies after it came out. And you got to remember the joke I kept making, which was true at the time. Before Green Lantern came out, I was like, I know it's going to be good because they already greenlit a sequel. Ha ha ha, see what I did there. And I still like that movie, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't well accepted critically, and it didn't make enough of its money. It made its money back, but it didn't make enough money back.
Yeah.
That movie did eventually get into the black. It did make profit. It's just not enough. It only made like $20 million on a $200 million investment.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's especially with Hollywood anymore, like, we got the Spider-Man movies. They announced Sinister Six, and they were in a Carnage and Venom movie, and Spider-Man 3. Now we don't even know if we're even going to get another, like the next Spider-Man's supposed to be until, like, 2018.
Whatever.
And they were talking about doing a Spider-Man movie every year, so
a Spider-Man-related movie, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I guess you could do a Sinister Six movie and have Spider-Man be a side character. It's weird.
Oh, like that's why I think like Suicide Squad's gonna work out good because like we're starting to get into now like where villains are finally getting their movies now. So
yeah, I think Suicide Squad's an interesting idea for a movie because it allows you to do a lot of universe building in one movie. Because each of those guys can be somebody's third or fourth string villain, so they can be you can name drop Green Lantern, Batman, all that stuff in one episode or in one movie. It's set up the universes.
Supposedly they're supposed to have Multiplex, who was the villain from last week's Flash show.
Okay.
So that'll be interesting.
Interesting.
They're trying, obviously you guys have not seen it yet, or heard about the news from that. They're trying to get Will Smith, the chick from Wolf on Wall Street, and Ryan Gosling. Which is interesting because they tried to get him for Green Lantern, but he didn't want to do the whole multi-movie deal. And I think Suicide Squad, that would work really good because
yeah, it can kill you.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so back to the Flash show, though.
Yes.
What do you think? You said you didn't really think the villain was very complex or anything.
Most of the villains so far have been kind of
one note. Okay.
They're bad, and they have
superpowers and
yes.
Need to be put down. Yeah, I guess I can see that. You need to go somewhere.
Oh, I'm so good.
Okay.
Just checking to see the time. I have work today at 10:30, so.
What time is it?
10 or not 10, but 9:42. 9. Let me check. Professionalism. 9:42.
9:42. Awesome. Anyway, yeah, I liked the villain. I thought the effects were fairly good on him. Like, I guess what worked about this one is the effects were selling the effect. I mean, it looked good visually. But selling the effect was based entirely on the actors, and everyone that got poisoned did a really good job.
Yeah.
Looking like it was very painful and like they were choking. So that was good. And like my problem with the tornado effect was it looked really good, but it didn't do enough to the world around it. And the multiple man effect looked
that was great. Really good.
That's relatively easy, especially if you've got like twins. That you're gonna have as the actor. So,
I also one thing I loved about this villain in this episode was I didn't find him really relevant yet until you find out who the detective was and who arrested him. I like how that can finally connect it to the Flash.
Yeah,
and that was pretty believable. So
I agree. And I like that it's a totally believable connection of just it's the guy's a cop. It's totally reasonable that he would have put a hitman in jail.
Right.
The death row gassing thing, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure there aren't any more. Like we still have death penalty in America, obviously, but I think they got rid of the gas chamber. I don't think anyone does that anymore. So that's a little bit of a weird thing to Like, I mean, you got to do what you got to do to get your gas-based villain. But it's a strange thing if you're trying to make your show really modern to not go into more at all. Because I'm sure most places are lethal injection these days. Just throwing that one out there. So yeah.
Yeah.
You got anything else you were thinking of?
So I think the Barry Allen and Caitlin might end up together, which might be awkward because by the time they bring back Firestorm.
Yeah, it's strange because you don't know if he's just trying to be nice or if they are trying to show that a relationship's building there.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to tell. I'll give you that one.
Because CW like
they do like that drama stuff. So
it is one of the catch points. Women do watch CW a lot, and I think CW's got a really good job with finally splitting their audience by mixing them together.
Mm-hmm.
So like, well, I'm not a big fan of the romance part. There are people, so I understand you gotta get everyone in a target audience. So,
and they're trying. I mean, we're getting superheroes on TV, and I mean, it's not like the love interest isn't a big part of superheroes. I mean, Superman saves Lois Lane every week in the old comics. Speaking of which, Lois Lane's actually a really terrible journalist.
Why is that?
Well, she's like lying to people. Like, you're not supposed to do that in journalism. You're not supposed to lie to someone about what you're doing.
This is true. Like
they have undercover journalism and everything, but she's not doing that with most of her stories. She is just straight up lying to people to get them to reveal information. And that's really bad journalism.
Who knows? Maybe she doesn't even want to be based on well, you're kind of dating Superman, so your credibility's kind of gone down because, of course, you get the stories. You don't have to work for him now. I think she wants to be judged on her own merits and not,
Bobby, an advocate for Lois Lane's feminism. Well, fair enough. Anyway. Yeah, I'm all out though. I really enjoyed this episode overall though.
That was pretty good.
I'm really liking where this is all going.
So far, apparently, it's doing pretty good with the ratings. So that's
I heard like an advertisement come on before the show started. It's like CW's new hit show, The Flash. I'm like, good. I mean, admittedly, it was on CW, but they're not allowed to lie to people.
It is nice finally seeing CW actually have more than this one show or more than two shows on their actual channel now. So maybe eventually they'll be like the new Sci-Fi channel where they actually have more than. They film in the same place, I think, Canada. So.
Everyone films in Canada these days.
Cheaper.
I guess. All right.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and do scores. I will give this this episode of The Flash 4 out of 5 non-existent prisoner meals.
I will give this episode 4 out of 5 dead boyfriends. Or fiancés.
That's really fucking dark. Oh, man. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time, I'm the Philosopher. Oh, not listening, watching. Until next time, I'm the Philosopher.
And I'm Batman.
He's really not.
Yes, I am.
No, it's really not.
I'm Captain America!
When Captain America throws his mighty shield... I don't know the words.